Busch Gardens.
Oh, okay.
Busch Gardens.
Yeah,
So,
I haven't been there in years.
Yeah. So I like it because it has, little nationalities showcases along with the ride, so you can kind of trick the kids into learning something.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. That's a good way to do it. And that's what you got to do.
That's what you got to trick them.
You got to trick them. You can't just bring it.
Right.
You just can't spring it on them.
Right.
You know? Yes, sir. Today's hot topic is Congressman. First, of course, Representative Wilson, Joe Wilson of South Carolina. He shouted, "You lied."
Yes.
And of course, that "you lied" rang across the world
right.
During President Obama's healthcare speech. And here we're going back again to the respect thing.
Right.
And first of all, before I even speak on it, how do you feel about that?
Well, me personally, I think we've touched on this before, but he didn't just disgrace the president himself, in my opinion. To me, it wasn't about President Obama. To me, he disgraced the presidency, the office itself. This is the highest office, elected office in our country. So when you yell out while that person is giving a speech in front of Congress, in front of American citizens, to me, it's just something that can't happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I heard it, I was like,
you almost stunned. You almost thought you were hearing things, right?
Well, I was like, is he drunk?
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like, you're lying.
Right. Well, I didn't think he was crazy. Well, I didn't think he was drunk because I picked up real fast what the Republicans were doing. They were, had some holding up signs. Right. Then you had others just playing with their smartphones and text messaging, all these pretending to anyway.
Right.
And
like
I
they
just
were disinterested.
I just exactly playing as though they were disinterested. I just found that juvenile and just inappropriate.
Now, within the last week or so, I've noticed a pattern, and again, I don't know if it's I don't know what it is because outside of what he did, disrupting the the president and everything, but I've seen Serena Williams, go off on the judge, line judge, and just totally disrespected her.
Right.
And she just had a tirade. And then Kanye West.
But see, here's my thing, and I'm glad you segued it. And I don't mean to cut you off.
Okay,
but see,
go ahead.
Here's the thing: when the leaders of our country can act in the manner that our elected officials acted on that evening, it kind of gives everyone else the impression, well, hey, if the heads of our country can act in this manner, if I do it, it shouldn't be such a big deal.
Right. And
see, that's the problem. When you're in a position of leadership like they are they human? Of course. But when they do things, it holds more weight than just the average person because, again, they're our leaders. So they're held to a higher standard. And another point is, we do the basketball show, the sports show, during basketball season, and we always hold our athletes to such, and entertainers to such high standards.
Yeah.
My thing is when the heads of our country act in manners like this, like I said, it sends a bad message to them. But what about our children? We don't have enough time to get into the issues that some people had with allowing their children to listen to their president give a, try to push them in the right direction.
Right.
That's a whole different issue. But it goes back to respecting the office. And when you don't, you just open the doors for so many other things that aren't positive to happen during a time where we need as much positive things to go on in this country as any other time.
Yeah. And I totally, because you took the words right out of my mouth. I'm going to say it's like kind of equated to like, your parents. Parents said,
right.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
And so with the leaders, everybody's saying, okay, the leaders are doing this. Okay, it's fine for me to do it. It's kind of like your parents. You see your parents doing things that are not right,
Right.
So he's like, well, they're doing it.
So what's the big deal?
So
right?
I do it. Right.
And then the other thing is, it's to me, it's not just within our country. When other countries see us disrespecting our president, then again, if they aren't respecting their own leader, why in the world should we?
Exactly.
Or why should we respect them? Because they're preaching to us about democracy, about if the person that you voted for doesn't win, you still supposed to respect that office and respect that person. And then once it's time for that person to be reelected, then you vote them out.
Yeah.
But while they're in office, you respect that office. And when we're telling other people to do things a certain way, we need to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Or be quiet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but well, my grandmother always said, if you don't have anything good to say about somebody, don't say anything at all.
Right. Or do it in a proper manner.
Yeah, yeah. And again, this goes beyond. This is beyond President Obama. You know, a lot of folks saying, oh, you know, they're doing that because he's black or because he's not in the loop in D.C. And it. In my eyes, and if you look at the big grand scope of things, it doesn't have anything to do with him because they disrespected Bush as well. This is nothing new. This is not unprecedented what happened because Congress booed the Democrats booed Bush back in 2005 when he was talking about Social Security. So this is not unprecedented. This happening, and again, it opened up a can of worms for those who got the eye on us, the enemies of our country. Again, it goes back to that where they're saying, okay, they're starting to unravel a bit.
A country that's divided is a country that's easy to conquer.
Exactly.
And divide and conquer is, you and I both know that plan works well.
Yeah.
But it's working against us right now with the just divide that we seem to have right now.
Yeah.
And my thing is that I don't understand personally is what gives people the sense of comfort to just outwardly disrespect your leader like that. Yeah. He's a congressman. He sees President Obama almost probably, unless Obama's in meetings or whatever, but he's easily accessible to him. If he had a problem with him, he should have did it, either before or after. That to me, that just wasn't the time and the place to interject.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, that'll wrap things up for this week. And don't forget to go to itzyoursradio.com for all the show information and on the guest information as well. Don't forget to go to thestellarawards.com and you can vote on Eunice Wright's CD. It's entitled Wait on Me. And from September 21st through October 3rd, you can vote as many times as you like to get her nominated for the Stellar Awards. Again, the Stellar Awards are huge. It's like the Grammys. Yeah, it's like the Grammys, that version in the gospel arena. And it was great to have her on. Incredible voice.
Great interview, too. Great interview.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, she did a wonderful job. Of course, you always do a great job. And you always bring these topics, man. It just you like to rattle things up, don't you?
No. Well, I was about to tell our listeners. Hopefully, we can have an issue other than dealing with the presidency. But if it's the topic, if it's a hot topic of the week, then I think we owe it to our public to talk about it, no matter if it's the same issue, if it's an issue that has a different twist to it, a new story comes out of it, then we have to go with it.
Yeah,
I think.
And I think it's something that we all need to have dialogue on. And
absolutely, absolutely, that's our problem.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. We just, for whatever reason, are afraid to just sit down and talk and share ideas.
Yeah.
And when you can't assume what someone is thinking if you're too scared to speak to the person.
Just like in a relationship, communication is the key.
And that comes with maturity because when I used to hear that, I used to laugh at that. But now I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, definitely. That'll wrap it up. Itz Yourz TV, myself, Walter Phillips. Just before, I can't leave without this.
This guy.
How about those Redskins? They look good.
Offense.
I was impressed.
Of course you were. See, you about to have the FCC on us and make me use a four-letter word on there?
No, don't do that. Come on now. We want to stay on the air, man.
We want to stay on there. You almost said maybe use a four-letter word.
Yeah. You, Brad, and